Hey everyone! Did you know that honey is often called nature's liquid gold? Every year, American beekeepers harvest a whopping 139 million pounds of honey. That's enough to drizzle a sweet layer over billions of pancakes. But honey isn't just about its delicious taste. It's a nutritional powerhouse packed with hundreds of beneficial nutrients. So how do these golden drops of sweetness come to life? The secret isn't just in the hard work of millions of bees, it's also in the dedication of beekeepers, the modern harvesting and processing techniques, and the careful transportation methods that preserve honey's pure, natural flavor. Join Agriculture Insight as we uncover the incredible journey of honey, from vibrant flower fields to the sweet spoonful on your table. Let's dive in. Honeybees are nature's tiny warriors, with delicate wings but an incredible work ethic. These little powerhouses can fly over 15 miles per hour, visit around 2,000 flowers a day, and tirelessly produce golden drops of honey. Every year, honey contributes more than $175 million to the U.S. economy. But why is honey so valuable? It's not just about its sweet taste. It's the result of a meticulous process. Bees must collect nectar from millions of flowers, and beekeepers work hard to maintain the ideal environment to ensure top-quality honey. And that's not all. Honeybees also provide $15 billion worth of pollination services annually, playing a crucial role in American agriculture. As the gentle spring breeze sweeps across South Dakota, beekeepers gear up for a bountiful honey harvest. But before the big harvest begins, they carefully inspect their colonies, checking the overall health of the bees, monitoring the number of worker bees, and ensuring the queen, the heart of the hive, is thriving. Every step matters in producing the best quality honey. After about 6 to 8 weeks, when the honeycombs are covered with a thin layer of white wax, that's the signal that the honey is fully ripened and ready for harvest. At this stage, the moisture content in the honey has dropped, allowing it to be stored for a long time without fermenting. Beekeepers carefully inspect each frame, selecting the ones that are filled with honey and completely sealed with wax, before beginning the harvesting process. As the early summer sun casts a golden hue over the skies of South Dakota, beekeepers know it's time for the honey harvest. The preparations kick into high gear. Dressed in protective suits, they get ready to handle the inevitable stings. A smoker helps calm the bees, while a soft brush gently sweeps them off the frames, ensuring a safe and efficient harvesting process. When the time is right, beekeepers get to work harvesting honey, a task that requires skill, patience, and attention to every little detail. They start by gently creating a thin stream of smoke, using dry wood, bark, or other natural materials. This smoke is carefully blown into the hive, encouraging the bees to temporarily retreat in a natural and non-disruptive way. The smoke helps keep the bees calm, making the harvest smoother while minimizing stress on the colony. The beekeeper then carefully removes the honey-filled frames, shimmering with golden sweetness, making sure not to damage the hive's structure. This allows the bees to continue their work without major disruption. Using a soft brush, they gently sweep away any remaining bees from the honeycomb, ensuring no harm comes to them. However, beekeepers never take all the honey. A sufficient amount is always left behind to provide the colony with enough nourishment to survive the harsh winter and prepare for the next season. Once harvested, These fragrant, honey-rich frames are neatly placed into specialized containers, ready to be transported to the processing facility. There, they'll go through the final steps to become the pure, delicious honey that we all love. After leaving the farm, those full barrels of honey don't just travel by truck, they're also flown on specialized cargo planes. Up in the sky, tons of honey soar over mountains and rivers, reaching processing plants quickly while staying fresh. Thanks to high-speed transport, the honey avoids weather-related risks, ensuring the purest quality when it reaches consumers. Each flight isn't just carrying honey, it's delivering the sweet taste of nature. Even though the US is known for its advanced machinery, when it comes to harvesting honey, nothing can replace human hands. Hand harvesting protects the delicate structure of the hive and ensures that honey is collected at just the right ripeness, preserving its natural aroma and nutrients. Skilled beekeepers carefully observe their colonies, spotting any health issues early to maintain a sustainable ecosystem. This isn't just a job, it's an art, where every drop of honey is the result of skill, patience, and a deep love for nature. As soon as the honey barrels leave the farm, they are transported to a specialized storage area at the factory, where the temperature is carefully maintained between 37 and 40 degrees Celsius. Here, the honey isn't just stored, it's gently warmed to reduce its viscosity, allowing it to flow more easily. This process is meticulously controlled, degree by degree, ensuring that the honey's natural aroma and valuable nutrients remain intact. This isn't just simple heating, it's an art in honey processing, preserving the essence of nature in every drop. After resting in the warm room, the honeycombs move on to the wax removal machine, where the delicate wax layer is carefully stripped away, clearing the path for the golden honey to be released. High-speed rotating blades glide smoothly over the honeycomb frames, removing the thin layer of wax without damaging the structure of the hive. But this wax doesn't go to waste. It is recycled into beeswax candles, cosmetics, or even new honeycomb frames, helping to sustain nature's cycle. Now, the honeycomb frames are ready for extraction, the moment when pure golden honey finally leaves the hive, thanks to the magic of centrifugal force. The centrifuge spins at incredibly high speeds, generating a powerful force that quickly pulls the honey out of the frames without damaging the delicate honeycomb structure. This allows beekeepers to reuse the frames, reducing material waste, protecting the environment, and optimizing production efficiency. But the process doesn't stop there. Freshly extracted honey still contains tiny impurities, like bits of wax and fine dust, so it immediately goes through a coarse filtration stage before moving on to refinement. It's not just about removing impurities. Fine filtration ensures honey reaches the perfect clarity and smoothness. As the golden honey flows through specialized filters, even the tiniest wax particles are completely removed, guaranteeing absolute purity in every drop. After filtration, the honey is transferred into large storage tanks, where it is gently stirred to ensure uniform flavor and color, preparing it for the final stage of processing. Now, the precious honey is finally ready to be bottled, thanks to an automatic filling machine that operates with absolute precision. With an advanced sensor system, every drop of honey is measured accurately, ensuring that not a single drop goes to waste. This system can fill hundreds of bottles per minute, maximizing efficiency while keeping the honey in its best condition. Right after filling, the bottles move to the capping station, where each cap is securely sealed to protect the honey from air exposure and potential contamination. No bottle is complete without its label, its identity card, in the marketplace. The automatic labeling system ensures that every label is printed clearly and contains all necessary information. Once labeled, the honey bottles are packed neatly into boxes, stacked into large shipments, and are ready to be distributed across the world. But honey isn't the only star. Royal jelly, a highly prized and nutrient-rich substance, is even more valuable. So what makes royal jelly so special? Stick around and find out next. Royal jelly is the food that the queen bee eats throughout her life. A large bee colony can have between 50,000 to 80,000 bees. Only the most powerful bee, the queen bee, has the right to rule. The queen bee's main job is reproduction. She lays thousands of eggs daily at peak times. The survival of the bee colony heavily depends on the queen, because without her, the colony would not thrive. People often think royal jelly is a product secreted by the queen bee. In fact, it's not. Royal jelly is made by hardworking worker bees. It's the exclusive food for the queen bee and her larvae. Farmers intervene in the bee colony to temporarily remove the queen and place larvae in artificial cells, tricking worker bees into thinking they are nurturing the future queen, prompting them to produce royal jelly. Royal jelly production season typically lasts from spring to late summer, when flowers bloom and bees have ample food. During this time, worker bees can be active and produce royal jelly regularly. Beekeepers prepare artificial hives, special structures designed to replace natural beehives for easier harvesting of royal jelly. Each artificial hive typically includes a frame with several small cells, known as cup cells. These cells mimic the natural cells in a hive where the queen lays her eggs and raises larvae. The process starts with selecting larvae less than 3 days old from the natural hive. These larvae are then transferred to the cup cells in the artificial hive. The worker bees then begin to produce royal jelly and nourish these larvae as if preparing for a new queen's arrival. To enhance efficiency, beekeepers may use additional techniques like adding wax sheets or safe synthetic materials to shape the cup cells. These artificial cells need to be arranged to ensure optimal space for worker bees to work and produce royal jelly. Typically, each cell is spaced about 1 centimeter apart. In each artificial cell, usually only one larva is placed, to ensure that worker bees focus all their resources on nurturing that larva with royal jelly. About 10 to 20 worker bees directly care for and secrete royal jelly for each larva throughout the nurturing process. Besides producing royal jelly, worker bees also have the primary task of collecting nectar. On average, worker bees can work 10 to 12 hours a day. Worker bees often fly within a range of 1.5 to 3 kilometers from their hive to collect nectar and pollen. The division of labor among worker bees in the hive is very flexible, with different bees participating in tasks such as collecting pollen, nectar, caring for the hive, and secreting royal jelly. This ensures that each larva receives a plentiful and high-quality supply of royal jelly. About 3 days after the worker bees start feeding the larvae, the royal jelly is ready for harvesting, which is when it has reached its peak quality. If left too long, the worker bees will stop secreting royal jelly, and the larvae will begin to develop into queens or mature bees. Beekeepers then remove the artificial hives from the main hive. Using specialized tools, they gently detach the larvae from each cell. These larvae are typically not used in royal jelly production. The main goal is to collect the jelly. Royal jelly is harvested directly from the cells using small tools, often tweezers. Beekeepers must handle the jelly delicately to avoid contamination or damage. Royal jelly is a slightly thick white to pale yellow liquid, depending on the quality of the bee colony. Each artificial cell usually contains about 0.1 to 0.2 grams of royal jelly. However, when harvested on a large scale from hundreds to thousands of cells, the amount of royal jelly collected can be substantial. An artificial hive can be reused about 10 to 15 times in one season. Each cycle involves removing the old larva and inserting a new one. After harvesting, royal jelly must be immediately preserved in cool conditions, refrigerated or frozen, to maintain quality during transport to the factory. After harvesting, royal jelly needs to be stored under strict conditions to ensure quality. Royal jelly is very sensitive to light and high temperatures. It oxidizes, loses color, and degrades in quality. Thus, it must be stored in opaque or dark-colored jars or containers to avoid direct light exposure. Refrigeration is the most common preservation method. Royal jelly should be kept at temperatures from 2 to 5 degrees Celsius in the refrigerator. At this temperature, royal jelly can maintain its quality for about 6 months. Freezing, to further extend its shelf life, royal jelly can be frozen at temperatures from -18 degrees Celsius to -20 degrees Celsius. When stored in the freezer, royal jelly can retain its quality for up to 1 to 2 years without degradation. Before use, it can be slowly thawed in the refrigerator to preserve its nutrients. Upon arrival at the factory, royal jelly undergoes strict quality checks. Samples are tested for color, taste, purity, and physical chemical indicators such as moisture content, protein levels, and nutrients. Microbiological testing is also crucial to ensure the royal jelly is free from contamination. Harvested royal jelly may contain impurities such as beeswax, small hive debris, or other contaminants. It is filtered through special filters to remove these impurities. After coarse filtration, royal jelly undergoes a refining stage. This may involve deeper filtration processes to achieve the highest purity, removing all impurities and harmful microorganisms. In some cases, royal jelly may be treated with low heat, pasteurization, to kill bacteria without losing essential nutrients. However, this process must be carefully controlled, as high temperatures can damage the nutrients in royal jelly. After filtration and refining, royal jelly is packaged in sterile plastic or glass containers. These containers must be vacuum sealed or airtight to prevent oxidation and preserve royal jelly in the best condition. In addition to direct packaging, royal jelly is also processed into pills and dietary supplements. First, the royal jelly is spread evenly on large trays, then put into a freezer at -20 degrees Celsius for 12 hours. At which point the royal jelly will freeze into large pieces. The royal jelly chunks are put into a grinder that turns them into powder. The royal jelly powder is then put into a press to form tablets. These tablets are packed in glass bottles of 100 tablets each. Thousands of bottles of tablets have been packaged with beautiful packaging. Finally, they are packaged into large crates, shipped ready for export to consumers around the world. The maple tree is a symbol of beauty and resilience, known for its striking autumn foliage and its role in producing maple syrup. Among the many species, the sugar maple is the most valued for syrup production due to its high sugar content. These trees can grow over 100 feet tall and live for centuries. The process of harvesting maple syrup begins in the late winter and early spring, when the weather plays a crucial role in sap production. Maple trees, particularly sugar maples, store starch in their trunks and roots throughout the winter. As temperatures begin to rise, the starch is converted into sugar, which then mixes with the tree's natural water content to create sap. The ideal weather conditions for sap collection involve temperatures above freezing during the day and below freezing at night. This fluctuation creates pressure inside the tree, causing the sap to flow more easily. Without this natural cycle, the sap would not move efficiently, making the harvest difficult. Once the right conditions are met, farmers begin the delicate process of tapping the trees. A small hole, usually about half an inch in diameter and 2 inches deep, is drilled into the trunk of a mature maple tree. A spout, often made of metal or plastic, is inserted into the hole, allowing the sap to flow out. Traditionally, the sap dripped into buckets hanging from the tree, which had to be collected manually. However, modern maple syrup producers use a more efficient system of interconnected tubes that transport the sap directly from the tree to a central collection tank. This method reduces labor and ensures that the sap remains clean and fresh. The amount of sap collected varies from tree to tree, but on average, a mature sugar maple produces about 40 liters of sap during the harvesting season. While this may sound like a generous amount, it takes roughly 40 liters of raw sap to produce just 1 liter of maple syrup. This is because the sap itself contains only about 2 to 3% sugar, with the rest being water. The real magic happens during the boiling process, where the water content is gradually removed to concentrate the natural sugars. After collection, the sap must be transported to the sugar shack or processing facility as quickly as possible to prevent spoilage. In the past, sap was carried in wooden or metal buckets, but today, pipelines connected to vacuum pumps allow the sap to travel more efficiently. Once at the sugar shack, the sap undergoes an initial filtration to remove any debris such as bark or insects. At this stage, the sap still looks like plain water, but its transformation is about to begin. The next and most crucial step in maple syrup production is the boiling process. The sap is poured into large evaporator pans, usually heated by wood or oil-fired furnaces. As the sap boils, the water content evaporates, leaving behind a more concentrated sugar solution. The sap needs to reach a specific temperature of approximately 219 degrees Fahrenheit, 104 degrees Celsius, to achieve the perfect consistency. Throughout this process, the syrup's color and flavor develop, with lighter colored syrup having a milder taste and darker syrup carrying a stronger, more caramelized flavor. The boiling process can take several hours, and syrup makers must closely monitor the temperature and consistency to prevent burning or over-thickening. To speed up the concentration process, some modern facilities use reverse osmosis technology before boiling. This method removes a significant portion of the water from the sap before it reaches the evaporator, reducing energy costs and increasing efficiency. While this technology is helpful, boiling remains an essential step in developing the syrup's unique taste. Once the syrup reaches the desired concentration, it is carefully filtered again to remove any remaining impurities. A common byproduct, called sugar sand, forms during the boiling process and can give the syrup a gritty texture if not properly filtered out. To achieve a smooth, high-quality syrup, producers pass it through fine filters made of felt or paper before transferring it to storage containers. After filtration, the maple syrup is ready for packaging. It is poured into sterilized bottles, cans, or jugs while still hot to ensure long-term preservation. Syrup must be bottled at a temperature of at least 185 degrees Fahrenheit, 85 degrees Celsius, to prevent contamination. Once sealed, the syrup is ready for distribution, reaching consumers around the world who enjoy it on a variety of dishes. The grading system for maple syrup classifies it based on color and flavor. The lightest syrup, known as golden, has a delicate taste and is typically harvested early in the season. Amber syrup, which is slightly darker, offers a richer flavor. Dark syrup has a strong, bold taste, while very dark syrup, the last to be collected in the season, has the most intense caramelized flavor. Each type has its unique appeal, and consumers choose based on their personal preferences. While pure maple syrup is the most well-known product derived from maple sap, there are several other delicious variations. Maple sugar is made by boiling syrup even further until all the water evaporates, leaving behind crystallized sugar. Maple butter, despite its name, contains no dairy and is made by whipping thickened syrup until it forms a creamy spread. Maple candy, another popular treat, is made by pouring hot syrup into molds where it hardens into sweet, maple-flavored pieces. The production of maple syrup is not just a business, it is a tradition passed down through generations. In Canada and the northeastern United States, maple syrup is deeply rooted in local culture and history. Indigenous peoples were the first to discover the process of tapping trees for sap and boiling it to create syrup. European settlers later adopted these techniques, refining them over the centuries. Today, maple syrup festivals celebrate this seasonal tradition, bringing communities together to enjoy fresh syrup, maple taffy, and other treats. Despite its deep historical roots, maple syrup production continues to evolve with modern technology. Improved tapping techniques, better filtration systems, and energy-efficient boiling methods allow producers to create high-quality syrup while preserving the health of the trees. Sustainability is a key focus as responsible syrup makers ensure that trees are not overtapped and that forests remain healthy for future generations. And the sweetness of nature is endless. Did you know that in the US alone, 97% of households have at least one bottle of ketchup in their kitchen? Heinz, the giant of the ketchup world, ships out up to 650 million bottles annually, making the United States the largest ketchup producer in the world. All thanks to a secret recipe we'll uncover in this video. Is there a food you just can't enjoy without a splash of ketchup? Drop a comment below. We're betting burgers and fries might have something to say. Every August, tomato fields enter their busiest harvest season of the year. Harvesting tomatoes is surprisingly similar to picking perfectly ripe grapes. It must be done gently, but with great precision. As the machine rolls in, its front conveyor system slowly lowers, carefully sliding under the dense tomato vines. The ripe, red tomatoes are gently lifted to avoid any bruising or damage. Then the shaker system kicks in, creating steady vibrations just strong enough to detach the tomatoes from their stems without compromising their quality. At the same time, the rear fan system roars to life. A powerful but controlled gust of air blows away leaves and small branches, leaving behind only the plump, ripe tomatoes. Any green or damaged fruits are automatically pushed off the conveyor and dropped into a rejection zone. The vibrant red tomatoes continue flowing smoothly down the main conveyor belt, forming a river of crimson color. One modern machine can harvest up to 15 tons of tomatoes per hour, making the entire process remarkably fast and efficient. Incredible, isn't it? The selected tomatoes roll toward the end of the conveyor belt, where a mechanical arm extends from the machine's side. A cascade of tomatoes pours into a waiting trailer. One by one, the trailers fill up with juicy red tomatoes, ready for the next leg of the journey. The factory. Once harvested, thousands of fully loaded trucks rumble toward the processing plant, carrying mountains of ripe red tomatoes. At the factory, the tomato-filled trailers are emptied into massive bubbling water tanks. Gentle streams of air bubbles rise up through the water, softly massaging each tomato, helping to remove stems, dust, soil, and other surface debris. This process not only cleanses the tomatoes, but also protects their delicate skins, preserving their freshness and vibrant red color. After the initial soak, the tomatoes move onto a conveyor and pass through high-pressure water jets. These powerful sprays blast away any remaining dirt, ensuring each tomato is sparkling clean and ready for processing. With a processing capacity of up to 20 tons of tomatoes per hour, this step is both highly efficient and essential for maintaining product quality at the industrial scale needed for ketchup and tomato sauce production. The brilliant red tomatoes rush along the conveyor in steady waves, creating a living sea of red, ready to move into the next stage of transformation. Once washed, the tomatoes pass through an automatic sorting system. Color sensors and laser scanners detect and remove any bruised, rotten, or unripe tomatoes. Using either air jets or mechanical arms, the system pushes defective fruits off the conveyor. Meanwhile, factory workers provide a final inspection, ensuring that only perfectly red, ripe, and evenly sized tomatoes move on to the next phase. After being sorted, the tomatoes are sent into a steam blanching system at a temperature of approximately 85 to 90 degrees Celsius for nearly 1 minute. The hot steam softens the skin, making it easier to peel without losing the essential nutrients inside, while also preserving the fruit's natural color and flavor. Immediately afterward, the tomatoes are rapidly cooled with cold water to halt the ripening process and maintain their freshness. This cooling process also helps loosen the skin more effectively. Next, the tomatoes are transferred onto a conveyor belt equipped with specialized rollers that gently remove the skin without damaging the flesh, ensuring high quality for the subsequent processing stages. Once peeled, the tomatoes are sent into industrial grinders where they're transformed into a thick, smooth puree. Stainless steel blades spin at high speed, turning the fruit into a consistent, rich mixture. This puree then passes through a specialized filtering system that removes seeds, fibers, and pulp. What remains is a silky blend of tomato flesh and juice, the golden base for creating tomato sauce and ketchup. In the tomato sauce production process, the tomato pulp and juice extracted after grinding are transferred into large cooking tanks. The mixture is simmered at a temperature of 85 to 95 degrees Celsius for about 1 hour to deepen the flavor and evaporate excess moisture. Compared to ketchup, tomato sauce is cooked longer to preserve its natural texture and original taste. As the mixture begins to thicken, ingredients like olive oil, salt, sugar, minced garlic, and herbs are added to enhance the sauce's natural flavor profile. After going through the cooking, fine filtering, and seasoning adjustment process to achieve the perfect flavor, tomato sauce is immediately transferred to the sterile packaging area. Before coming into contact with the sauce, all glass bottles or tin cans must undergo a thorough cleaning process. Once the packaging is ready, the automatic filling system kicks into action. Thanks to smart dosing technology, each bottle or can is filled with a precisely measured amount of tomato sauce, ensuring consistency while preventing overfilling or shortage. After filling, the containers pass through a vacuum sealing machine. Removing all the air from the packaging helps prevent oxidation and limits the growth of microorganisms. Immediately afterward, the bottles or cans are sealed tightly using a heat press system or automatic capper. Even though the process so far has been rigorous, to guarantee absolute food safety, the sealed products are then sent to a high-temperature sterilization system. Finally, the delicious bottles of tomato sauce are neatly arranged and moved to cold storage rooms kept at temperatures between 4 to 10 degrees Celsius. Thanks to the cool and dry environment, the sauce can retain its full flavor, color, and quality for 6 to 12 months. Ready to serve everything from home-cooked meals to large-scale commercial kitchens. During ketchup production, the tomato pulp and juice are cooked at higher temperatures, but for a shorter time compared to tomato sauce, around 90 to 100 degrees Celsius for approximately 45 minutes. This method helps retain the ketchup's fresh and tangy flavor. Heinz's legendary status is often credited to its perfectly balanced recipe, said to its 72 to 75% concentrated tomatoes, 12% distilled vinegar, 10% natural cane sugar, and other natural ingredients. This combination creates the signature sweet tangy taste and velvety texture that's hard to beat. Once the cooking is complete, the ketchup is sent through a high-pressure homogenizer to achieve a perfectly smooth and uniform texture. After rapid cooling, Heinz ketchup enters its final stage, packaging. Plastic bottles are the most commonly used packaging format for Heinz. An automated precision filling system dispenses the ketchup into each bottle with high accuracy, ensuring consistent volume and quality across every unit. Next, a screw cap or flip-top lid with a protective seal is applied and tightly secured to preserve freshness and prevent air from entering. The bottles are then labeled and printed with the production and expiration dates using an automated labeling system. Thanks to this meticulous and hygienic packaging process, Heinz has continued to deliver consistent quality and its signature flavor, unchanged for more than 150 years. Right now, we are in California, known as the avocado capital of the United States. This state produces 90% of the country's total avocado supply, making the U.S. one of the world's largest avocado producers. However, domestic production still doesn't meet demand, forcing the U.S. to import a large amount of avocados from other countries, especially Mexico. Typically, an avocado tree takes about 6 to 7 months to bloom and bear fruit. By summer, when the orchards are heavy with ripe avocados, farmers work tirelessly, checking ripeness, preparing harvest baskets, and carefully hand-picking each avocado to ensure the best quality. The United States is known for having one of the most advanced agricultural industries in the world, where high-speed harvesting machines and cutting-edge technology help boost productivity. However, when it comes to avocados, no machine can replace the hands of a skilled farmer. To ensure the highest quality, farmers still rely on traditional hand harvesting methods, paying attention to every little detail. They only pick perfectly ripe avocados, not too soft, not too firm, with smooth, unblemished skin. Long poles with specialized cutting blades allow them to reach avocados on high branches, while sturdy ladders provide support for picking fruit in harder-to-reach areas. Once an avocado is cut from the tree, it is carefully placed into a basket worn on the chest, preventing any impact that could bruise its delicate skin. Afterward, the avocados are neatly arranged in crates under the trees, ready for the next stage of their journey. A skilled farmer can harvest up to 1,000 pounds of avocados per hour. Compared to machines that can process tons of fruit in the same time, this may seem modest, but the precision and care of human hands are something technology has yet to fully replicate. Hand harvesting not only preserves the quality of avocados by preventing bruising and scratches, but also helps retain their freshest flavor. It's more than just a task, it's an art, reflecting the dedication and respect that American farmers have for their crops. So, what happens to the avocados after they leave the orchard? The answer is about to be revealed. Before reaching consumers, avocados go through a strict processing system at the packing facility to ensure the highest quality. Once they arrive, the avocados are placed in cold storage, where temperatures are maintained between 40 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. This process slows down ripening, keeping the fruit in its optimal condition before moving on to the next processing steps. The avocado thoroughly removed thanks to the force and accuracy of the spray system. This process not only ensures the avocados are clean, but also guarantees that they meet strict hygiene standards before proceeding to the next stages of processing. Next, they pass through a water tank containing a food-safe solution, which helps eliminate bacteria and extend their shelf life. After washing, the avocados journey into the drying system, where soft rotating brushes embrace them like a gentle breeze sweeping over rolling hills. They tumble gracefully, shedding every last drop of moisture as if shaking off a light morning dew. This delicate process ensures each avocado emerges pristine and unscathed, its skin smooth and flawless, ready for the next stage of its adventure. Next, the avocados pass through a high-speed optical sorting machine, where state-of-the-art laser sensors scan each fruit in a fraction of a second, analyzing color, size, ripeness, and even the tiniest surface defects. This system operates with remarkable precision, processing thousands of avocados per hour to ensure consistency and quality. By maintaining strict quality standards, this automated sorting process ensures that only the finest avocados continue down the production line, optimizing efficiency while minimizing waste. After passing the quality check, the avocados move along the conveyor belt to the automatic labeling machine. Each label is printed with information about the origin, type, and batch number, then applied directly to the fruit. Finally, the avocados drop onto a lower conveyor belt, sorted according to their size, before moving on to the next stage of processing. Here, workers carefully pick up each avocado, placing them neatly. Additionally, avocados can also be carefully packaged in durable mesh bags, which allow for proper ventilation and help maintain the freshness of the fruit during transportation and storage. In more advanced factories, automated robotic arms take over this task. These robots are equipped with high-precision sensors, allowing them to pick up each avocado and place it into cartons without damaging the delicate skin. A single robot can package over 1,200 cartons per hour, significantly boosting production efficiency. Once packaged, avocados are stacked onto pallets and moved to cold storage, where they are kept at a temperature of 39 to 42 degrees Fahrenheit. This controlled environment helps maintain freshness and quality before they are transported to consumers. In the US, while 65% of avocados are consumed fresh, the remaining 35% are processed into products such as avocado oil, and most notably guacamole, a creamy, rich dip made from mashed avocados blended with selected spices to create a refreshing and flavorful taste. Once cleaned, the avocados continue along the conveyor belt to the peeling and depitting station. Skilled workers carefully cut the avocados in half, remove the pits, and scoop out the flesh with precision, ensuring the soft, creamy interior remains intact without damage. The avocado flesh is then transferred to the grinding system, where sharp blades blend it to a perfectly smooth consistency. At the same time, lime juice, salt, garlic, onions, cilantro, and green chilies are added using an automated dosing system, ensuring a well-balanced and consistent flavor in every batch of guacamole. Once mixed, the guacamole undergoes a thorough quality check, where its texture, color, and taste are inspected before entering the packaging line. The mixture is then pumped into containers or vacuum-sealed bags using an automated filling system, with an accuracy of just 1 gram, ensuring each product has the correct weight. Guacamole is then placed into the HPP system, a technology that uses extremely high pressure to eliminate bacteria without the need for high temperatures or preservatives. This process helps maintain the fresh flavor and quality of the product for a longer shelf life. Finally, the packaged guacamole is carefully stacked onto pallets and stored in cold storage, ready for distribution to supermarkets, restaurants, and consumers worldwide. Beyond its creamy, flavorful dip, avocados are also processed into high-value, nutrient-rich oil. After being cleaned, peeled, and pitted, the avocado flesh is finely mashed before entering a cold pressing system to extract pure avocado oil while preserving its natural nutrients. The extracted oil then goes through a filtration and refinement process using advanced technology to remove impurities, ensuring the highest level of purity. The final product has a light yellow or greenish color, rich in healthy fats and vitamins for health and beauty. In addition, frozen avocado is highly popular because it provides an effective way to preserve the fruit while maintaining its flavor, color, and nutritional value. The avocado flesh is cut into pieces and quickly frozen at -0.4 degrees or lower to prevent oxidation. Thanks to rapid freezing technology, frozen avocados can be stored for up to 12 months without the need for preservatives. This product is widely used in smoothies, guacamole, avocado sauces, and many other dishes. Did you know that every avocado tree starts from a tiny seed? However, to ensure high yield and quality, farmers typically germinate the seed for 4 to 6 weeks. Afterward, it is grafted with branches from high-quality avocado varieties, ensuring larger, tastier, and more stable fruit. After 6 to 12 months, young avocado trees are transferred to well-drained, loose soil in orchards, with each tree spaced 13 to 20 feet apart to allow for proper growth. Automated drip irrigation systems efficiently supply water, preventing overwatering and root rot. After 3 to 4 years, the trees begin to flower and bear fruit. But to maintain quality, farmers prune the branches annually to ensure better airflow and reduce pests. So we've just explored the amazing journey of avocados, from lush green orchards under the California sun to the familiar products we enjoy every day. But besides avocados, kiwi is also an impressive superfood, packed with twice as much vitamin C as oranges and a refreshingly sweet tart flavor. Let's start with the basics. Kiwi grows on vines that are as ambitious as a New Year's resolution. These vines love to sprawl, stretching across trellises and soaking up the sun like they're on an extended tropical vacation. Kiwi vines thrive in climates with warm summers and chilly winters, a combination that's surprisingly hard to find. Think of them as the picky eaters of the plant world. The top players in this kiwi league are China, New Zealand, and Italy, with a few honorable mentions like Iran, Greece, and Chile. China leads the pack, producing more than half of the world's kiwi supply, over 2.3 million tons annually. New Zealand, despite its smaller size, punches above its weight by exporting its premium sun gold and green kiwis to markets all around the globe. Harvesting kiwi is no walk in the park. Unlike apples, you can't just shake the tree and watch the fruit tumble down like an avalanche. Kiwi harvesting requires a delicate touch and impeccable timing. Farmers use a clever trick to determine when their kiwis are ready. They measure the fruit's sugar levels using a refractometer. Only when the sweetness hits the right spot do they begin harvesting. Picking too early results in sour kiwis, and nobody wants to pucker up like they've just bitten into a lemon. Most kiwis are harvested by hand. That is a delicate and labor-intensive process that requires skill, patience, and a gentle touch. Unlike fruits that can be shaken from trees, kiwis demand a more personal approach. Farmers start by inspecting the vines, ensuring the fruit has reached the ideal sugar level for maximum sweetness. Once ready, workers carefully pluck each kiwi from the vine, holding it just right to avoid damaging the delicate skin. The fruit is then placed in soft crates to prevent bruising during transport. In regions like Italy and China, where traditional methods are still widely practiced, the harvest becomes a coordinated effort, with teams working in harmony to gather the fruit quickly while maintaining quality. Hand harvesting allows for greater precision, ensuring only the ripest and best kiwis make it to market. Though time-consuming, this method preserves the fruit's integrity, making sure every kiwi reaches consumers in perfect condition, ready to brighten up breakfast tables and smoothie bowls around the world. Harvesting kiwi by hand is a time-honored tradition that requires a unique blend of skill, patience, and care. As they harvest, workers often conduct a preliminary sorting. Any fruit that appears damaged, underdeveloped, or overripe is set aside. This initial sorting helps streamline the process when the fruit arrives at the factory. And not all kiwis ripen at the same time. Hand harvesting enables selective picking, ensuring that only perfectly ripened fruit is harvested, while leaving the rest to mature further on the vine. Once the bins are full, they are transported to a central collection point, where they're loaded onto trucks and taken to processing facilities. Every step of the journey is carefully managed to maintain the fruit's integrity and freshness. In many regions, especially in smaller farms, hand harvesting is part of a broader commitment to sustainable and traditional farming practices. This approach not only supports local labor markets, but also fosters a closer connection between the farmer and the land, promoting environmental stewardship and long-term soil health. Harvesting kiwi with robots is a game changer in modern agriculture. These advanced machines use cameras and sensors to identify ripe fruit, ensuring only the best kiwis are picked. With robotic arms designed to mimic the gentle touch of human hands, they carefully pluck the fruit without causing damage. This technology not only speeds up the harvesting process but also reduces labor costs and increases efficiency. Farmers can now harvest large areas quickly, even working day and night, thanks to these tireless robots. It's the perfect blend of innovation and precision, bringing kiwi farming into the future. The fruit is then placed into crates, which are loaded onto trucks and transported to the processing facilities. Think of it as the kiwi's version of a first-class ticket to the factory. Once the kiwis arrive at the factory, they're in for a serious glow-up, a transformation that would make even the most luxurious spa jealous. Step 1. The spa treatment for kiwis. Every great makeover begins with a solid cleansing routine, and kiwis are no exception. Their first stop in the factory is the washing station, affectionately dubbed the spa. Conveyor belts whisk the fruits through a series of water jets and soft brushes. Imagine a high-pressure car wash, but gentler and designed for fruit. This process washes away any stubborn dirt, dust, or leaves that clung to the fruit during its trip from the vineyard. Dry cleaning kiwi in the factory is a crucial step in ensuring the fruit remains fresh and presentable without compromising its delicate skin. Unlike the initial wet washing, this process uses specialized brushes and air blowers to gently remove any remaining dirt, dust, or debris that may have clung to the fruit during transportation. The kiwis pass along conveyor belts, where soft, rotating brushes sweep over their surface, cleaning them without causing bruising. High-powered air jets follow, blowing away any stubborn particles. This dry cleaning method is particularly important for preserving the fruit's natural texture and minimizing moisture retention, which could lead to spoilage during storage or transit. By keeping the kiwis dry, factories also reduce the risk of mold growth, ensuring the fruit stays in top condition for longer periods. This process not only enhances the fruit's visual appeal, but also ensures it meets strict hygiene standards before moving on to sorting and packing. It's an efficient, gentle, and essential step in the kiwi's journey from factory to market. Step 2. Sorting. The Kiwi Selection Olympics. Now that the kiwis are fresh and clean, it's time for them to face the judges in the sorting stage. Think of this as the kiwi equivalent of a beauty pageant, but instead of judges holding scorecards, factories use state-of-the-art technology to decide their fate. Lasers, cameras, and advanced sensors scan each fruit with more precision than a jeweler examining a diamond. This high-tech equipment evaluates every kiwi on several criteria: size, weight, color, and overall quality. The flawless ones, the creme de la creme, are destined for a life of luxury on supermarket shelves, where they'll be admired and chosen by discerning shoppers. These kiwis are perfectly shaped, have just the right firmness, and boast a vibrant, unblemished skin. Then there are the average Joes, the kiwis that don't quite meet the standards for fresh produce, but still have a lot to offer. These slightly smaller, less visually perfect fruits might not make it to your fruit bowl, but they're far from being discarded. Instead, they're sent to the next phase of their journey, where they'll be turned into delicious kiwi juice, jams, or other processed products. Nothing goes to waste in the kiwi factory. Every fruit finds its purpose. Step 3. Packing. Now, packing might sound simple, but it's practically an art form. Each kiwi is carefully placed in trays designed to cradle the fruit and prevent bruising. You'd think these trays were handcrafted by a team of fruit-loving artisans, given how perfectly they fit each kiwi. The trays are then neatly arranged in boxes, with labels that provide all the essential information: variety, origin, weight, and even a little barcode for easy scanning at the checkout counter. It's a meticulous process because these boxes could be traveling thousands of miles to reach their destination. Kiwi isn't just a tasty treat, it's an economic powerhouse and cultural icon. The global kiwi industry generates billions of dollars annually. In countries like New Zealand, kiwi exports are a major contributor to the economy. The fruit not only supports farmers, but also provides jobs in processing, transportation, and marketing. In New Zealand, kiwi is a symbol of national pride. Across the globe, kiwi has found a place in both everyday meals and gourmet dishes. Kiwi is a nutritional superstar. It's packed with vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. Some studies even suggest that eating kiwi can improve digestion and boost heart health. Plus, it's a great snack for anyone watching their calorie intake. The kiwi's journey from farm to factory is nothing short of impressive. What starts as a humble, slightly scruffy fruit ends up as a clean, sorted, and perfectly packed product, ready to bring joy to people across the world. So the next time you bite into a kiwi or sip on kiwi juice, remember the incredible effort that went into its glow-up, and maybe give a little nod of appreciation to the farmers, workers, and high-tech machines that made it all possible. So that's the story about the kiwi. Hope you'll enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified when our exciting videos go live. Goodbye.